Hi, how are you again? Jason John Byron here with just a bit of insight into how I got started into property development and a bit about giving things up. Giving things up. So when I started, I realized that I was a bit too comfortable in my lifestyle. And so what I wanted to do was I had to change things so that it put me into a bit of an uncomfortable zone. So a few things I did was I gave up my weekends so that I could do education. But a major thing that I did is I gave up one of my luxury cars that I used to drive all the time. So this car was costing me in repayment, and it felt great, having this luxury car, but literally a lot of my wage was going towards paying off the repayments of that car. So in the end, what I did is I made a decision to go buy a $4,000 car, which was an old Ute. And I was starting to do a bit of renovations at the time, and I wanted to put myself in a situation where I thought, no, I'm gonna get rid of this car and buy this other car and put myself in a bit of an uncomfortable zone. And then what I would do is, after I'd made the money that I'd expected to make, I would actually turn around and I'd reward myself and I'd upgrade again. So I haven't quite got back to that luxury car yet, because my needs and my wants changed as I went through. But it made me think about people that are in situations, sometimes if you want to give up smoking or you want to give up drinking, you want to change something, and you don't put that offset into good use, then you'll start that habit again. So, when people give up smoking, so they give up for a while, and maybe that money that they put towards smoking or drinking, excessive drinking or something like this, or could be some other habits, what they did is they didn't kind of budget that money aside and then put that into something that would be self-education for them, or putting it in a bank account or saving up so they could actually see the rewards of them sacrificing something and changing, and what benefit that could give to them. So giving yourself a reward is important in that way. So I just wanted to share that little insight, because some people are kind of restricted to certain things and they're saying, oh, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. Well, sometimes you've got to give some stuff up. When I had to get the first deposit for our very first property we got, I had to go out there and sell some technology that I'd wanted for so long, and I thought, no, I've got to give this up. I've got to sell it. I do need this deposit, and I had to do things and start a budget. And do these type of things so that I would actually have the money to be able to do what I'd set out my goals to be, things to do. A lot of times when people look at property developers or people in property that have been successful, they thought, oh, they've always been successful. They've always had money or found money or someone's given them money. A lot of people mistaken that with me. I had a lot of businesses before, but they weren't making excessive amounts of money. Probably by the time I paid everyone off and paid the rent and all the other expenses, there was nothing left, because it was a business that was very easy to have the money sucked out of it. With property, the beauty was that if I put more energy and effort into buying the right thing, and my investments that I put towards that really couldn't be taken away from me if I planned enough with it and made sure that the rental was right and it wasn't too much negative geared in my case. So that's been a bit of my history. I haven't always been able to have the wealth that I have today, or the security more like it, to be able to make the choices that I have made, or to actually be in this great position that I do feel strength and I do feel commitment to what I do, and I'm able to do whatever I want to do. Anytime I want to do it, I can change my life at the drop of a hat, because I do have those good investments, and I made investment in myself. I had to give up some things though. So if you've got things that you want to do, you might have to just look back at your own life and go, what can I give up? And maybe I can get uncomfortable. I got uncomfortable by severely downgrading to a car that made me uncomfortable every day. And I can tell you, people didn't wave at me and go, wow, I wonder what that guy's doing. He's successful in his BMW or whatever. I kind of gave up those things because I wanted to get back to that type of state that I thought, okay, I'm going to get uncomfortable now. When I reward myself, when I've done what I set out to do, then I'm going to reward myself again and again. So thanks for tuning in. I hope this has maybe touched some people out there or made them think a bit different about what can I give up to get ahead, to get those things that I want, or to do some more education, or put a deposit for something. How long will that take me to do? So just a bit of insight there. Let me know your comments. Have you ever given something up? I don't know. Have you? Have you ever tried to quit something and then kind of gone back to that because you're in this state where you couldn't get out of it? Let me know.